I'm a fan.
Welcome to this week's edition of Tracking the Wolves with your voice of NSU Sports. That's me, Ben Root. Let's look back at another week of action for your Northern Wolves. It was a good weekend to be Northern, as they say, with the Wolves squads performing well in all kinds of sports. Football team picked up their second home win of the season, taking down the Huskies of St. Cloud 45-23. Big play defense returned for Northern with Paul Woodward and Joe Parsley each coming away with 2 interceptions to help the cause. Paul Woodward even earning your NSIC Defensive Player of the Week honors for his performance. Connor Doherty had a career-best 10 catches and 175 yards with 2 touchdowns as well, while quarterback Jared Jacobson also connected with Taylor Houchin and Zach Barber for scores. Houchin enjoyed his first touchdown of the season so much he decided to take another one to pay dirt on a handoff, and Cam Pudwill bullied his way into the end zone for his 4th touchdown of the year as well. Nathan Shaw added a 42-yard field goal for good measure. Meanwhile, Northern volleyball team split their weekend series. The Wolves were swept by the second-ranked UMD squad Friday, despite the return of setter Drew Smith to the rotation. Next night, however, Northern picked up a 4-set win over St. Cloud. Kelsey Chambers was the lone Wolf to reach double-digit kills each night with 11 and 12, respectively. Mandy Karofsky led the Saturday attack with 14 putdowns, and Justin Tusher and Kerry McGarvey each finished with 10 terminations Saturday. Northern soccer team snapped a 5-game losing streak with a couple of exciting road contests. Allie McDonald ended a lengthy match in Sioux Falls Saturday with a goal in the 96th minute for the 1-0 win over the Cougars in overtime. Then Sunday, McDonald had the lone tally at the Mustangs' place. She picked up the goal in the 57th minute as Northern picked up another 1-0 win, this one at SMSU. Brittany Teets picked up those 2 shutouts, stopping 7 shots in Game 1 and then 6 in the second contest. In the pool, NSU finished 5th out of 6 teams, but they did record their first individual wins of the season and get a new school record. Kayla Sproles took top honors in the 50-yard freestyle in record time and grabbed first in the 100-yard free as well. Caitlin Rhodes was fastest in the 500-yard freestyle, and the 800-yard freestyle relay team took first place as well. Finally, the cross-country runners were on their game in Bismarck at the Mike Thorson Invite Friday, and NSU grabbed 3rd place in each team competition. Wolves women were led by the runner-up time of Sasha Hoveen, 3rd time she's done that this year, and also in the top 20 were Dakota Bolin in 10th and Lindsey Gaston 12th. For the guys, top time was turned in by Clay Danielson in 10th place. Thomas Horgesheimer ended up in 16th, and Blake Perriman took 18th. That's a check of last week's action. We'll talk more Northern sports next here on Tracking the Wolves.
NCAA championships are something special.
Filled with memories we will carry with us for the rest of our lives.
We ask that you cheer hard for your institutions.
Acting responsibly and courteously towards those around you.
In the spirit of sportsmanship, enjoy the game, and let's provide our student athletes, coaches, officials, and fellow fans the respect they deserve.
Welcome back to this week's Tracking the Wolves with yours truly, Ben Root, and time now to talk to one of our guests in the studio here today, and we're talking some swimming for the first time this season here on Tracking the Wolves, and joining us freshman Kayla Sproles today. How you doing, Kayla?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Pretty good, and a couple of events in here, but first off, talking about you coming in freshman year here, and you come in after being homeschooled in Sioux Falls. Not something we see a lot when we're talking to folks here. How's the transition been for you so far?
I think it's been pretty good. Kind of a pro of homeschooling is I've been really used to just taking material and then teaching myself and working off of putting homework around my schedule and things like that. So it's
I think that
Pretty good.
maybe helps you some because you have to, I guess, depend on yourself a lot. I would
Yeah,
think, with that.
definitely the self-motivation.
What's kind of the weirdest thing that you've experienced so far, even though it's only been, I guess, a couple months here?
I don't know.
Is it kind of strange listening, like trying to learn from, I guess, somebody else rather than depending on yourself maybe as much on certain things, or?
I guess one of the weirder things is that everyone complains about their teachers, and I'm like, I'm just glad I have teachers who know what they're talking about.
Now, you, of course, didn't go to any particular school in Sioux Falls, but did you follow any of them as far as sports or anything, or?
Not really, no.
Not really. On the bright side, of course, I mean, you're in swimming, so it's not a SDHSAA sanctioned sports, so you don't have to worry about that. But who did you swim for, and actually how many groups were there? How many places could you have gone, I guess?
For swimming in college?
Yeah, for swimming in high school, or was it a club thing? Or?
South Dakota actually doesn't have high school swimming. We're one of very few states. But I swam for a club team in Sioux Falls, the Sioux Falls Seals, and there's actually two club teams, the Snow Fox and the Seals. But I grew up and always swam on the Seals since I was about 10. So.
Okay. Are those the only ones in the state, or are there some in Rapid? Or?
Nope. There's a couple in Rapid, and then there's one in Aberdeen, and then there's some in Pierre and Yankton and Huron. There's quite a few, and there's seasonal swimming too that they only swim in the summer. So.
Okay. How did you get involved with it competitively? Is that something that's been like in your family, or you just swim? Or?
I guess I was like 10, so I didn't really know, but I think it was kind of through like a homeschool family friends that we kind of joined the team, and then I just kept doing it because it was the only sport I was good at.
Well, everybody knows you have video and playbooks and what have you in other sports. Kind of what do you do to prep for a swim meet?
Go to practice and listen to what your coach tells you.
So it's mainly just swimming, I guess, or?
Yeah. Just working on technique and practice and stuff. So.
Let's talk to Kayla Sproles here with the swim squad here at NSU. What are some of the workouts, I guess, that you do for swimming? Is there certain muscle groups that you focus upon, or?
We focus on like different strokes, and you can focus on like your kick technique or your arm technique. You can focus on like short distance sprints, or you can do long distance sets to practice for distance races and stuff for endurance. There's really like endless possibilities.
When you were with the Seals, did you work mainly on the short stuff? Because it seems like that's a lot of your stuff so far with Northern was the shorter distances.
Actually, no. With like high school swimming and college, you do more specialization a little bit, but with club swimming, it's pretty open. So in club swimming, I swam a lot of free and back and a little bit of fly, but I also pretty much just swam everything: distance, sprint, IM, stroke, anything but breaststroke, pretty much. So.
So they probably don't limit you as much, because I think college you can only go in some events.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Well, what I guess made you decide to come to NSU?
I wanted to stay in state, swim, and study business, so it was pretty much USD and here, and I visited both, and I just love the team. I know the coach here and her family. I grew up swimming with her kids and stuff, and I have some other friends on the team and everything, and I just really liked NSU's atmosphere a lot more than USD. So.
Well, a couple weeks ago, we talked to head coach Elise Castigar on the Sports Hub on ESPN, and she mentioned even then that she expected you to set at least one record. I can't remember if she said one or two, and you did that this past weekend. What does that tell you about your coach? Is that her putting pressure on you or supporting you, or how do you like that?
I think it's good. I mean, after I swam my race and got the record, I was like, that was one of my goals from before I even early signed. I was like looking at the school records and thinking I want to get one of these, and she goes, oh yeah, I knew you would. I just was hoping it'd be at the beginning of the season. So I was just like, oh.
You got that out of the way, now you can work on something else, I guess.
Definitely.
Well, you're just a freshman, so I guess you have time to do this, but it sounds like you already have your major figured out, or? Maybe.
Not really, kind of. I think I want to do sales or marketing, but I'm just a general business major right now because you kind of have to take intro to everything anyways, so.
Yeah, before you get going into the other stuff. What's been your favorite thing so far about Northern?
Everything. I don't know. I love my team. I love the campus. Pretty much love all my classes and teachers, and maybe not so much all the homework, but.
Well,
yeah.
to wrap things up, what 3 books, movies, or CDs, if you're going to go on a long road trip or got stranded on an island, what would you what would you have? You can choose one of each, 3 movies, CDs, whatever. But no iPod answer. We've had that a few times this year.
Oh.
That would be everything, so that doesn't count.
I'm like a pretty avid reader, and I watch a lot of movies too. Not so much after coming to college, but I really like the movie Confessions of a Shopaholic. It's a good chick flick. Also, there's so many books, I couldn't pick one. Other movies, I don't know, Gladiator's a pretty good movie. I don't know. That's as good as I got. Sorry.
Any swimming books we should know about?
Gold in the Water. That's a really good book.
Okay,
So
we'll throw that out there.
there you go.
Well, good luck this weekend. Concordia College here in town, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yep, thank you. That's Kayla Sproles there, as she gets set to set more records here this season or over the next few years. We'll see. But one in the books already, and we'll keep tracking the Wolves in just a moment.
We know you want family-friendly sporting events.
Sporting events where you can be comfortable
and entertained in a positive environment. Watching great individuals and teams compete.
with commitment, effort, and good sportsmanship. That's what the Division II Game Environment Initiative is about.
Be a part of the excitement and find out why. These student athletes say with pride,
I chose
I chose Division II.
Welcome back here on Tracking the Wolves, and let's focus on football here now on this edition of Tracking the Wolves. Joining me is senior DB Paul Woodward, the third here on the show today, and thanks for coming on, Paul.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I thought you had a great story last week at Loggers Inn with the Sideliners luncheon when it came to deciding where you're going to play football at the college level. Can you kind of rehash, I guess, how it is you came to play at Northern?
Well, from my high school, I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. From my high school, I really didn't get too many scholarship offers. I went to visit some JC in California, Antelope Valley. Then my dad decided that wasn't for me because I was just 18, immature, didn't know what I was going to do. An apartment, and that's not for me. So, and then I was just sitting in my room one day playing my video game. Dad came in and said, "How does South Dakota sound?" And I was like, "Okay, so good, you're going there." So that's how it really happened. Never heard of it. Never heard of Northern State. Couldn't even tell you what South Dakota was at on the map.
Well, when he said you were going to Northern, or asked you about that, or however you want to put that, I guess. When did you end up actually meeting some of the coaching staff and getting up here?
Well, actually, my plane, first time I ever been on a plane, too. My plane was delayed, so I was actually late for the first meeting. It was on August 10, 2010. I'll never forget it. I was actually late for the first meeting, so our assistant DB coach at the time was Coach Mistro. He picked me up there. So I came in the meeting all late and stuff, everybody looking at me, had my jeans on, still had my shirt, chain, earrings on, so it was kind of a weird experience then. But that was the first time I ever been here. First coach I met was Coach Mistro.
So that was coming onto campus, and what did it kind of feel like the first time you stepped on campus for school and everything and meeting everybody?
To be honest, I was confused at most point because I'm not used to doing stuff on my own like that. I had to get my own classes, go to my advisor and stuff like that. So first it was a little overwhelming, but then you start to get used to it. But I mean, it was nice because all the people out here are pretty nice compared to back home where they're like, "Oh, find it yourself" and stuff like that. So it was overwhelming, but I think I figured it out by now.
And coming in from Vegas, you had to buy a bunch of clothes, I'm sure, at some point pretty quick, too.
Actually, I brought 2 suitcases full of clothes, and then my dad sent some. So I was pretty set on clothes.
But you had some winter stuff, or?
No, I didn't have no winter stuff. Well, that was a different story. I had one jacket. That was enough for then, but later on I had to buy some stuff.
So you had a couple months, I guess, too.
Yeah, I had a couple months. Like it was hot for the first 2 months, and then that's when it really got cold.
Now, I was looking over some of your high school info. 09 MVP on your track team. And you're at 5'10", 190. At least that's what you're listed as. You never know how true those numbers are. But, when I look at those numbers in the track info, I think running back. Did you play some in high school, or what did you do there?
Well, my freshman year, I went to a school called Mojave in Las Vegas, Nevada. I played running back there, and I actually played free safety a little bit. So that's when I first got my running back background. Then I transferred schools because my sister graduated from there. So I went to another school called Canyon Springs, and that's when I started playing corner there. So I usually play corner my whole life, so I was already used to it.
That makes sense. So there wasn't any adjustment really to college then as far as that goes?
No, definitely not. It was pretty just keep with your technique and stuff like that.
And in Vegas, I'm sure you're playing 11-man too, right?
Oh, definitely, 4A.
Now, this past week, you took home the NSIC Defensive Player of the Week honor for your performance with that St. Cloud win. Did you feel anything special before the game going in that you were going to have such a great game?
To be honest, I was looking at some motivational videos the day of, and I was like, this guy, Eric Thomas, he was saying, just say stuff that you think you're going to do in the game. So I was like, I kept repeating myself, oh, I'm going to get to pick this game, I'm going to get to pick this game. And it happened. It just one fell in my hand, and then after that, it just gets rolling. So you can say I had a little special powers for the game.
So are you taking that like on a laptop this weekend to watch before the game?
I might put it on my phone this weekend and see if it works twice.
Any tip-offs or giveaways that you're noticing that helped you out, or was it just kind of that motivation, I guess?
It was just motivation. I mean, 2 weeks prior, or 2 weeks before, I didn't play too good when we was at Moorhead, and then that really motivated me the next week. I played pretty good at Duluth, even though we lost, so it's always hindsight in that. But then I think I just got rolling early in the game. I got a couple of knockdowns, and then it just started coming easier to me.
Yeah, and the pass breakups, the high for D2 this year with the 8 deflections, or you've added 2 picks and 6 deflections in there. So that was pretty amazing. And you mentioned that Duluth game. I mean, you guys were in that one till pretty late, even though the turnovers went the other way pretty heavily. Was that extra, something you guys thought about too? Because most of the year, turnovers have been pretty key for the team to win.
Yep. Usually, when we get more turnovers, we usually win. That's how it is in football nowadays. So, yeah, Duluth, I think we lost the turnover about a 4-1. And in this game, we won the turnover about 4-1. So you can just see right there. So we won by 3 scores. I mean, that's 4 scores we potentially took off the board. So, I mean, turnovers are huge nowadays.
I'm talking to Paul Woodward here on the Track of the Wolves. And this week, it's up to Bismarck taking on UMary. What are you studying this week to prep for the Marauders?
Definitely. They got a different quarterback now. They had a guy injured for like 6 weeks, the main guy. He played in week 1, and now he's back. He got a little rhythm against Moorhead, I believe they played last week.
Yeah.
So think he got player of the week, didn't he?
Yeah.
Threw like 6 touchdowns. So
the
that's the main guy I think we need to focus on. Stop the run, definitely. We've been doing pretty decent stopping the run now, make teams one-dimensional. So I think focus on that and creating some more turnovers.
Yeah, he throws for 6 touchdowns coming off of injury last week. It ties the school record and 13 yards shy of the passing yardage record, too. But looks like a real pocket passer, which is something you guys haven't seen much this year, right?
Nope, I think we only seen one true pocket passer, and that was the Minot guy. I think we do pretty well in pocket quarterbacks. I think we get a little trouble when the guys start scrambling around and we come out of coverage a little bit, but we're getting a lot better at that.
Well, getting near the time of your end of your time at Northern, which is good and bad there. Looking back, what do you think you're going to miss the most?
Definitely the guys. I mean, that's the main thing. I mean, I came here not knowing anybody, and now I know basically everybody on the team. So it's just that family mentality, the Wolfpack. So that's probably what I miss the most. And I don't know, I probably miss the short lines at the stores and stuff like that too. Vegas, you got to wait around for 3 hours. Just going across town's an all-day event. So. Yeah,
and cabs are cheaper here too.
Yep.
That's for sure. Now, right now, looking back, what's your most memorable game through your 5 years here?
I would say actually my freshman year. I played against Mary. That was probably the first game I actually got an interception. I actually got player of the week that week too. So I don't know. I'm self-proclaimed the Mary Slayer. So I'm used to playing Mary. I've always played good against Mary, so hopefully we can keep that up. So probably my freshman year against Mary. And then we won on the last second field goal, so that makes it even much better.
Yeah, don't jinx that now.
Knock on wood.
Sweet. Yeah, you're studying criminal justice. Everything on schedule with graduation and everything?
Yep, I'll be graduating in December, and then I'll probably be going back home. I don't know. I might stay out here for a little longer. It depends on how the weather is, because I'm going to drive back, so.
Yeah, that's my least favorite thing, driving around here in the
definitely.
winter.
Especially in a Honda.
Yeah, see, that's what I had. I just got a truck a couple years ago, but it's still scary for me. But
Yep.
Now to wrap things up here with Paul Woodward, what books, CDs, or movies, if you could pick 3 of anything for a long road trip, what would you choose to kind of bide some time?
Books, CDs, and movies? For books, well, I'll pick the Goosebumps book. You know, the Goosebumps where you had to pick your own fate. You know, I used to always cheat in that all the time. You know, just, I died, let me go back. So I always like those kind of books. My favorite movies, I'll probably bring 2 movies. I'll probably bring The Guardian with Ashton Kutcher. I don't know if you ever seen that.
Oh, I vaguely remember that. Jeez.
Oh, yeah, that was a good movie.
Okay.
And you probably remember this one, with Kevin Spacey, The Usual Suspects.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a classic. I love that movie. Netflix, you gotta watch it.
If you haven't seen that, yeah. Kaiser Soze and all that
Oh,
kind of stuff.
that's a great movie.
Well, thanks for coming on, Paul. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Go Wolves.
Thanks, Paul Woodward III there from Vegas, and back to warm weather for him pretty soon, I'm sure. But he might get to enjoy one more winter here. We'll wrap up this edition of the Tracking the Wolves in a little bit, right here on Tracking the Wolves.
NCAA championships are something special.
Filled with memories we will carry with us for the rest of our lives.
We ask that you cheer hard for your institutions.
Acting responsibly and courteously towards those around you.
In the spirit of sportsmanship, enjoy the game, and let's provide our student athletes, coaches, officials, and fellow fans the respect they deserve.
Time to put the finishing touches on another episode of Tracking the Wolves here with a check of the upcoming schedule for NSU sports. The Wolves volleyball team has one more regular season road trip this Friday, Saturday. They're going to visit the gyms of Winona State and Upper Iowa University, respectively. Soccer squad has a unique schedule to wrap up their season this weekend. Ladies are going to host Minot State Friday afternoon, their final home game of the season there at Jerry Field. Then they'll take a trip to UMary's Place on Sunday for their regular season finale. Sorry to say, the team, even with winning out this weekend, will not make the postseason. Even though they sit in 10th place right now, they've already been mathematically eliminated. Northern Swimmers are set to compete against Concordia College. That's Friday night at the Aberdeen Y. And the NSU wrestling team will see its first action when the guys take the mats in Brookings at the SDSU Open over the weekend. Finally, the Wolves football team's on the road to Bismarck Saturday with a 1 o'clock kickoff against UMary on ESPN 1420 1071 and on the web at ESPNaberdeen.com. That's going to do it for this week's edition of Tracking the Wolves. To stay up to date on the latest Northern sports notes, join me for another episode next week. Till then, as always, go Wolves.